Hello everyone, this is Diane. It's Monday, so it was flea market day. It was on the rainy side. It rained off and on yesterday, and I think during the night. But it wasn't raining this morning, so I went down and there were some vendors set up, not as many as usual. And I was walking through and I had just started looking at Bob's things, and then the rain started, and he was just setting up, and he just finished setting out all of his things, and it's mostly paper. And the rain came, but it wasn't like a real heavy rain, but you know, you don't want your papers to get wet. So he went right back around and was putting tarps and covers over things, and I just kept looking. And he was grateful that I was there making purchases from him, and so I'll show you those. But vendors started packing up, and I had just gotten there. Like I said, Bob's usually one of the very first ones that I go to. So I did walk around after I was done at Bob's booth and got a few more things, but it wasn't, and I was fine with what I got. I didn't need to get more, so it was fine. So anyway, this is the first purchase I made today, and these are Christmas ornaments that were drawn and colored on, looks like a heavy interfacing that you would use in sewing, like an interfacing for a coat. It's quite heavy, so I thought these were really cute, and I'm going to add them to my Christmas bundles. So we have one candle. Most of them are snow people, and they're just adorable. They've got strings, just like a regular sewing thread. I'm going to cut those off because they just get tangled. Aren't they just cute? And they're yellowed, I think, from age. I don't know how old they are, but they're definitely vintage. They're just adorable. There's the candle and the gift, and the rest are snow people. The rest of them have a dark outline, but this one doesn't. The snow people. Aren't they cute? I thought they would be a nice addition to the Christmas bundles. From Ray, he's the white van man. I picked up these pieces, and I could make a closure with this. I think I have it backwards. If I put this on a stretchy band. Anyway, you get the idea. Yes. It works because I did it while I was there. That would be, I don't know. I made it work, and it laid flat, so I know it works. But anyway, it's a vintage closure. And then this is a slide, so I could put elastic through the ends, and then this would just be a decorative part. There are these two. They might have been like a curtain pull, but I could use them for spine dangles. And these two slides. And I got something else from him, but I don't remember what. I think I did. Yeah, because he charged me $2 for those. And then I gave him $2 for something else, but I don't remember now what it was. So I went to the guy who I always say he doesn't charge much. He has a long spread out display. He has some tables, and then he has boxes that you just paw through, and he doesn't charge much for anything. And I picked up some things, and he wanted $2, and all I had was a 20. And he said, well, just take it. You can pay me next week, or if you get change, you can come back. He's so trusting. He didn't even care. So I wanted to make sure I gave it to him before I left today. So when I found these fabrics, and the lady said they would be $1 each, even though this one says $3, and I think this one was marked $2. She said they were all $1 each. And she had change to give me, so I was able to take change to the guy. But I like this vintage print. I'm not sure what they are. Oh, there's 3. There's some kind of placemat, but they're very wide. I don't know, maybe they're just a table mat, but I just like the print. And then this was labeled as a table runner, so it is 2 layers of this calico fabric. It's a very long table runner. Just a plain calico, no patchwork or anything. And I'll just cut that apart so I have the 2 layers. So that was $2 for the fabric. And this is how I spent the $2 at the guy that doesn't charge much. So all of that for $2. Now this is pretty chewed, but I liked the pages of this dictionary. There was something, I like the pictures and I just like the pages. They're small and I'll definitely use these, but as I was flipping through, I saw something that really caught my eye, and I probably won't see it now, but I wanted it before I saw it anyway. Oh, I didn't see that. All about Titania's Palace. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. But it's a very old dictionary. $1915. Maybe it was something like that. It wasn't the dogs, but it was more illustrations like that. I felt like it was leaves, but I might be wrong about that. There's fish, so I guess there are several pages with full illustrations. Some sign language. Horses. Knots. These are cool. Oh, this is the page. It was leaves. And there's probably more in there, but I'm not going to keep the cover. Something chewed on that pretty badly. Maybe a dog or something. That's not insect bites, but it feels gross. The cover just feels really dirty and gross, but I want the pages. And then I got these hanging file folders from him. I like this blue, and it's faded down here. And then the regular green, and you know I use those for making spines. And I can make tags and stuff with them. And then this Wilton cake and food decorating. I like the vintage ones because I just love the pictures in these books. Trying to see what year this is. I don't see a date. Well, let's look at some cakes. There's the icing. How to do the piped icing. Look at that. It's a wedding. Accessories you can buy for your cake. Oh, look, I got order forms. That is cool. I guess it's just one triplicate. These were attached in here. That's really cool. It smells a little musty. I'll have to air it out. There's the wedding cakes. And the accessories. Oh, it's words that have different spellings with the same pronunciation. But where are the other cakes? It's more than just weddings, right? Yeah, look at these. Charlie Brown. These are so fun. I just love the colors of these vintage cakes. It's probably 70s, not any older than that. I wish wish there was a date, but there isn't, so let's move on. These were fun. I also got these for that $2, and these are landscape books with quilting designs. These are going to be so awesome for large journals because there's so much, they're white and they have the designs and they're just great for writing on. I love these. There's that one and there's this one. It's not a quilt until it's quilted. Author of The Finishing Touch. Yep, that's what that one is. 1984. Same thing. Just different designs. These are so great. I love them. So I told you I was worried about running out of my teacher planner books because I don't have a lot of pages left. Well, these are going to be my replacement for those teacher planner books because they're long landscape pages too. The rest of the items are from Bob unless I come across this. Oh yeah, here they are. These are the other things that I got from Ray, the white van man. He did have his white van today too. I got all these buckly things from him, but I also picked these up. There is a beautiful autograph book. My pen is poor, my ink is pale. My love for you shall never fail. As long as a woodchuck can wag its tail. Oh my goodness. That's old. Faded ink. And she added some little decorations. So this is dated 1889. This is so beautiful. And I love this. I'm going to have to do something with that. And then these Popeye cards. They were just loose in a bag. I used to watch Popeye. I think my husband liked Popeye more than I did. But, you know, you only had very few channels when we were kids. So you just watched whatever was on. Looks like it's mostly Wimpy, the guy that wanted a cheeseburger all the time. And there's olive oil and sweet pea. I think he's swatting a fly. There's olive oil skating, and there's Popeye. Cute. Okay, so the rest is Bob's. First, I'll show you this. I got the big stack of the daisy labels that he wanted me to buy before. So I am going to put bigger bundles. I'll probably do bundles of 25 in my shop pretty soon, very soon. They're broom labels. Let me cut one in case you haven't seen these. I'll cut these and you can look. The top ones are kind of crumpled up. I'll just use those, but they were a broom label, and the brand of the broom was the Daisy. And he said there's over 1,000 labels here. I'm not going to count them. And as I was looking through his things, I kept finding loose labels like this in his boxes. So the rest is just stuff from him. And I got this button card, and it's so neat that they have buttons on his cuffs and down the front of his shirt. I love this. And remember, I got the stencils last week that were for etching. I got some more this week. There were 2 in the pack last week, and there are 3. Looks like a G and an A and an F. So now I have 5 of them. I'm just going to decorate journals with them. I'm not going to use them as a stencil. And this pad of paper is not in great shape. I think I got it from him. the H.H. Franklin Club, and it says it's a little etched or a pencil drawing of a service station, Franklin service station, motor cars, it says. So it was just a business letterhead or something like that. And a school records book, and Bob, it's 1965, and Bob said there is a report card in every pocket. And he knows that I pick up report cards whenever I see them, so he wanted to make sure that I saw it. It's got the little school picture and report card. Oh, it's a wedding invitation tucked in there. All the way, they kept this from kindergarten. What is this? Oh, this is a paper. Ross Corners Christian Academy, Vestal, New York. Oh, I wonder if his teacher died. It says in memory, it's written in the child's writing, in memory of Mr. Webster, died 5/29/77. Oh. No, there's not a report card in every page. The senior one is missing, 10th and 11th grade. It goes to 8th grade though, but not 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th. But this is a fun, I like the pockets too. It's a fun book. And then this pile of stuff. Just a partial tag, a beat up old tag. I think it's, yeah, railroad. C&W Railroad Company, Chicago and Western Indiana. Valentine postcard. And just a postcard. Why not write? They still make pens, they still make ink and greeting cards, so you needn't think. We haven't moved, now honor bright. What's the reason you never write? And this was 1925. And I found some more beautiful bill heads. I didn't get all of them. Some of them were for liquor and tobacco, which I wouldn't mind, but I thought, I didn't know how much he would charge for each one, so I just picked out the ones I really liked. But I did get this one for Foreign Wines and Spirits, May 1906. And this pretty one, 1906 also. And it's from Brattleboro, Vermont. I was getting other things from Brattleboro from him. Yep, that one is too. I just remember that name because it's so unusual. Dealer in inside and outside house finish, laths, clapboards, and shingles, moldings, turnings, etc. All kinds of things for building your house. Fresco house and sign painters. I'm going to have to look up Brattleboro. There's a lot of businesses there. Pine Grove Springs Farm. I don't know, is that supposed to be doctor? But it's choice vegetables, butter, milk, and cream. This one is for cake, angel cake, something I can't read. Buns, angel cake, marble cake, bread. Fresco House and Sign Painter, Barrows and Company, coal dealers, more coal, and American Soda Fountain Company. And this typed letter from Haywood Wakefield Company. Lumber. These are all Haywood Wakefield Company. And that one. These are inquiries about things. These are all still Haywood Wakefield. Wow, I didn't know I had so many. This is stapled. There's a freight bill there. There's a lot here. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And then I got just a bunch of these little cards, Victorian cards. This one is torn, but that's fine. We like tattered things. This one's torn. I don't remember picking this one up because I didn't take the whole pile. It looks Egyptian. Tut, tut, and amen. Oh, some bird cards too. Didn't see them either. I was trying to hurry because it was raining. There's advertising card, a reward of merit. And there were a couple, at least 2 Sunday school cards. There's a calling card. It doesn't have a name written under it. Another reward of merit. I've had this one before. Niagara Gloss Starch. That's a very pretty picture. This bookmark is torn at the bottom, but it's advertising stoves. I love this with the daisies. Christ is risen from the dead. Alleluia. Best wishes. A bird is pulling back the sheet. There's another torn one, but I love that pink rose. It's a little stamp. This one has a stamp across it, but I didn't mind that. It's tattered and torn. There's the other Sunday school card. This one has a dog with a monocle and a hat. Can you see that? Took me a second to figure out what this picture was. And Bob made sure I saw these. It is wrapping paper with a rusty paper clip. Look at that. Beautiful poppies. You know I love the wrapping paper, the vintage matte kind. This one is Morning Glories. This one feels like a full sheet. Oh, 2. Great. They're kind of brittle. They'll make beautiful tags. Look at that one. I love that. I don't know if I would use them as pages because I think they're brittle. But I could definitely glue them down as tags or pockets and stuff. Glue them to cardstock. I think this one is a sticker stuck to it. Yeah. So there's a sticker of some wedding bells. Some kittens with ribbons and baskets. That's so precious. And more poppies. That was a great find. Then he had these bags of photos. We're not going to look at every single photo, but I do want to see what they're like. I picked out this bag and this bag. He said they were 2 for $10. And then he just gave me this one too. He thought I left it behind. He saw me walking past his booth again, and he said, "I think this is yours." And I said, "No, I have my 2." He said, "Oh, you just take that." Okay. So let's just kind of see what kind of pictures we have in these. Just the kind that I like, family photos, posed and candid. These are curled, but I can flatten them. Little kid on a slide. So I'll be putting some of these in bundles in my shop because I've gotten so many photos, mostly from him this year. So I'll definitely have to destash some. Scenery, looks like camping and vacations and stuff. cute. No date on it. So this is a good batch. Couple posing in front of their house. Some horses on a farm. Some men, lots of men gathered there putting saddles on horses. I wonder what they're up to. There's a lady riding a horse. Some people sitting at the kitchen table. Little girl. And more. Oh, look how pretty. They colorized her dress. It's Sibley. Okay. And this was the other one that I picked out. It's a nice old one. Two little girls posing. Now these are older, I think. There's a mule. Because these look like they could be from the 40s and older. Look at that pretty border around there. That, I don't know if that's a horse with people on it or if it's a camel. It looks like a camel, but it's blurry. Oh, well, let's see. There's writing on the backs. The camel at the San Antonio Zoo. Okay. I love the frame around these pictures. So those are zoo pictures of San Antonio. That's the Alamo. There's a couple with their swimsuits on. That's very old. With that style of swimsuit. Look at that. So nice. This is the last. These photos are the last things I'm going to show you. So feel free to sign off now if you don't want to see any more photos. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to look at all of them. Look at that house picture. That's nice. Yeah, there's some nice pictures here. Great for journals. There's a statue. It's not very pleasant. It looks violent. Okay. I don't know what that is. Looks like some kind of tubing with lights. And more. This looks like it's from the 20s or 30s. This looks like the same lady. Very nice. Got a few color pictures here. Baby picture. Graduation. Some kind of a party with an ice sculpture swan. There's a band. That's cute. And then the pictures that he just gave me, it looks like quite a thick stack of black and white pictures. I like that. Something happened to maybe it was the end of the roll, but this lady at the kitchen table doing something. Can't tell what she's doing, but I like that picture. And I like when I can find these little ones to add to journals. These are the ones with the deckled edges, old style. Very nice. Lots and lots of pictures, so it's going to take me some time to go through them and figure out which ones I'm going to keep and which ones I will put in bundles. So what I will sell that I know from this batch of stuff is photos and the daisy labels. And I don't know about anything else, but something eventually probably. Oh, the school book, report cards and stuff, envelopes. Also, these things will go in my shop. So that was a fun haul. I enjoyed it very much. It was a quick trip. I wasn't there even an hour today because there were fewer vendors and they were packing up and leaving. And I walked around enough to see most of what I wanted to see, I think. So I was very happy with the trip today. I hope that you enjoyed seeing it. Did you have a favorite? I think, well, the photos are always a favorite, and I love these books because you know how I'm going to use them, and I love them. And I like my cake book. The dictionary is fun. So, and all those, well, the wrapping paper, I guess I can't pick a favorite. All those bill heads, everything is gorgeous. I'm more picky now about what I pick up than I used to be. So I love everything that I get, and that's the way it should be. I hope that you are having a creative day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.